Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, we are here on Ohana and spawning in the bottom right position as the Blue Protoss, representing FXO, ladies and gentlemen, a stalwart of the European gaming scene. It is BabyKnight. His opponent is going to be one of the UK's strongest players, if not the UK's strongest player outright. What can he do against the FXO boss representing Team Dignitas in the red colors in the top left? We have BlinG. So pretty exciting PvP coming up for you here, guys. The map is Ohana, and a lot of people play very conservatively in PvP. We'll typically see some fairly safe, probably like 1 gate into Robo, 2 gates potentially. We could even see 3 gate Robo, I guess. Not completely as common in the PvP matchup. But we're not going to be seeing any super quick Nexi unless these guys really want to take a stupendous risk, because then you just get one base to death. So let's see what happens here at the early stages of the game. We have a slightly earlier gateway going down for BabyKnight, but nothing too out of the ordinary. He's spending his chrono boost there on additional probes, as is BlinG. And both sides going to want to play this conservatively. BlinG scouting out the southern portion of his base to make sure that a probe hasn't snuck in there for a proxy, wanting to be very, very careful indeed. And BabyKnight taking a much earlier gas than BlinG is at this point of the game. So let's see if that gives him any sort of added flexibility, or if he has some alternate tech routes that he is going for specifically in this matchup or against BlinG. And there we go, saturating that gas with 3 probes straight away there. And BlinG, conversely, actually going to be going for double gas at the same time. So it looked like BabyKnight was actually going for a quick gas, but BlinG actually just delayed it slightly so you can get both at once. So BlinG will end up being the person with more gas come, I would say about a minute from now. Cybernetics Core, ever so slightly faster for BabyKnight at this moment in time. Nothing too much to worry about. And a second gateway being put down from BlinG. So he's going to be able to crank a couple more units up if necessary a little bit later on. The Cyber for BlinG, as we saw, moved into the back of the base. And the second gas now being taken for BabyKnight. He's ahead by about, I'd say by about 30 gas at the moment. And is able to start his Warp Gate research very slightly earlier. But BlinG now catching up and about to surpass BabyKnight in his gas count as well. In fact, they end up being quite even here. So it looks like both sides are going to be petering out to the same thing, with BlinG taking both his gases simultaneously, BabyKnight taking one and then the other. And we see some chrono boost going down on that Cybernetics Core for BabyKnight. As Zelda and the Stalker are going to be moving out to the center of the map now. Meanwhile, we still have the chrono boost saved up from BlinG here, so he's not using it on that Warp Gate technology, which means BabyKnight's Warp Gate is currently about 15 seconds ahead of BlinG. Let's see what he ends up choosing to do with that chrono boost. We'll be keeping an eye on that as a Stalker moves out across the map for BlinG. He might get caught out at the Watchtower, and we have some Stalker on Stalker action, but with the support of that Zealot as well, BabyKnight will be able to claim that territory as his own. In the meantime, BabyKnight looking like he's going up to a total of 3 gateways here. So it's going to be a bit of 3-gate pressure. We have got still more chrono boost being put on that Warp Gate research, so it will get used faster than BlinG. And now BlinG is chrono boosting his own Warp Gate as well. But BabyKnight's Warp Gate is, in fact, 20 seconds ahead. And looks like we have a unit lost here very quickly indeed. BabyKnight actually losing the probe that was building that pylon. He's like desperately trying to save that Zealot right now. Might even be able to pick up a Stalker for his troubles, and yes, he does. So 1 Zealot versus 2 Stalkers, but his Warp Gate research is complete. He'll be able to use his pylon right the heck now. Do we have it? Where are the Warp Gates? They're completing right now. The pylon is at about half health. We have 3 Stalkers warping in, but it's 3 versus 4. And BlinG is doing an excellent job here of holding now 3 versus 2. Not a battle he can win. Warp Gate research now complete as well for BlinG. He is only on 2 gateways, though, versus the 3 of BabyKnight. So if he gets a couple of additional pot shots off, BabyKnight will be able to warp in 3 additional Stalkers. He doesn't have another probe here to build a pylon, and the pylon is lost, ladies and gentlemen. BabyKnight is forced back, and that's a huge blow for him. He's actually just going to be expanding behind this, but BlinG sees it with a probe. He has a probe inside BabyKnight's base and knows exactly what's going on here. Falling back, and BlinG goes straight for the Twilight Council and an additional 2 gateways. And that's a lot of Chrono Boost saved up on this next as well. So BlinG's going to be able to get Blink out as quickly as you like. Meanwhile, BabyKnight going for the robotics facility. He has to at this point. Wants to play as solid as possible. Might get an Observer out. Might Chrono Boost out some Immortals. And BlinG is going to look to go on a super offensive here. We have a whole bunch of Stalkers moving in at this base at the moment. A good force field is actually segregating a decent number of those Stalkers. And the sentries look like they're about to get picked off here. But a healthy number of Stalkers are also going down. And the number of Stalkers remaining are 4-3 in favor of BabyKnight right now, but he did lose 2 sentries right there. That's a massive amount of gas, as BlinG now warping in more units at his third base location. No doubt, yes, there we go. The Twilight Council is continuously chrono boosting that BlinG. We have an Immortal coming out from BabyKnight now. That's going to help a lot in his defense here, but will it be enough? BlinG just continuing to power off a single base. But BabyKnight does have his Nexus now down. He needs to find some time to make probes, though, so he can actually make that economic advantage count. He's 33 to 29, now 34 to 29 workers, so he is 5 workers ahead at the moment, but that means BlinG just has a pretty darn large army. Now we have a Zealot here, the Token Zealot, going to be able to absorb some fire in the front, potentially allowing the rest of these Stalkers to blink up onto the high ground. A couple more Zealots now being warped in, and BlinG is seconds away from completion for Dignitas BlinG. Will he be able to destroy the army here of BabyKnight? BlinG is complete now. He's moving up the ramp with the Zealots. Are we going to see some zoning out from the sentries? Do we see force fields? And no! BlinG forward, taking out the Immortal almost instantaneously here. Moving back, waiting for the second BlinG so he can blink on top of that second Immortal as well. And Dignitas BlinG looking in decent shape here so far in this game, and oh my goodness, the second Immortal going down. We now have a force field coming out, and all of the probes getting pulled from BabyKnight here. Will BlinG be able to do it? 53 to 46 supply, and the probes being pulled. A couple of Zealots out in front as well, but they're going to get kited back, and it looks like BabyKnight has taken a very strong position inside his base, because he does have the Immortal there, but BlinG is going to have a complete pickings over what goes on in the natural expansion. A little bit of a miss blink up there, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter too much. The Immortal down to such low health. The probes trying to stall for time so that the Immortal can do damage, but as soon as BlinG can blink forward one more time, that Immortal is going to go down, and now he is laying siege to the natural expansion, slowly regenerating shields on that Immortal, but BlinG just not allowing BabyKnight to get a word in edgeways, and there we go! One Stalker blinking forward, and the rest blinking up behind it. Only Zealots left to defend now, trying to Chrono Boost out another Immortal, but it might not be enough. 44 to 39 supply at the moment. Every Zealot goes down. And there's the Immortal, and here is the surround by those Stalkers, even trying to micro back, losing as little as possible here, and I think BabyKnight is not going to be able to hold this. He has two Zealots and a Sentry at the moment. It's just not going to be enough. A force field, but good blink micro coming out there from BlinG, stopping additional Stalkers from going down, and is continuing to produce more. GG! Dignitas BlinG takes game number 1.